with your knees bent is my suggestion, mainly just because it can be a little bit easier on the lower back in the morning, but feel free to have your legs lengthened out if that feels more where you want to be. And then once you've settled there, take a couple of slightly bigger breaths. So just letting yourself take a breath in and a good sigh out. And then definitely do that again. And you might have a like kind of wiggle into the floor. So I sometimes think even though it's not your comfy bed, can you imagine your body just kind of settling into the floor as if it's settling into the bed? And then, as we always do, take a moment just to check in. Notice how you're coming to your space this morning. Maybe you welcome lying down. Maybe you're a bit perkier. Just kind of notice where your energy is, how it feels here, whatever way you notice first, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically. And then when you're ready, you're going to lengthen your arms up. So your fingertips are up towards the ceiling and the arms are kind of dangling there. And just put a few circles into your wrists. Let the wrists move about. And then go the other way. So we're going to wake up the shoulders, wake up the hips here before we get moving. And then you might thread the fingers through each other, turn your palms up towards the ceiling and press the palms up to get a bit of a stretch through the hands. And as you stare, you might want to really lift your shoulder blades away from the floor. So as if you're pushing your hands up as far towards the ceiling as they can go. And then let your shoulder blades just gently find the floor again. And then do it another couple of times. You can keep your fingers kind of threaded and your palms stretching, or if it feels too much, you can just unclasp the hands and let your shoulder blades lift and drop. And then next time your arms kind of slide back down, unclasp the fingers, give them the hands a wee shake out. And then start to circle the arms. So start with just quite a small circle. It's smooth circle. And then gradually make it bigger. We'll start to fill the space that's around you with that arm circle. And then go one more big circle. And then change direction. So keep the circles quite big and change direction. And then gradually make these a little bit smaller. So they end up coming back to where we started with the arms kind of dangling, fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then let them just settle when you're ready. And then once more, give the wrists a wee shake out, hands a wee shake out. And then bend at the elbows, bring the arms down by your sides and just let them settle for a wee moment. Notice how that feels. And then we're going to let's bring the right knee in and hold behind the thigh. And just take a wee moment to let that knee come in. And then you're going to circle the ankle on that right foot. And then you're going to go the other way. We're doing these kind of mobilizations. Don't worry if it feels crunchy or you're hearing a lot of creaking, cracking going on. It's perfectly normal. And then let your foot be still. Flex the foot. And then take the lower leg up. And then back down. Just do, if you always think this is like pumps, like you got a wee water pump handle going on. Just to kind of open the back of the leg a little bit. And then next time your foot's up, keep it up there. And you might want to just push a little bit length into the back of the leg. It might push the thigh forward. It might not. Just kind of work with where your range and flexibility is. And then bring that down, pop the foot on the floor, and just give the thighs a little shake out there. Nice. And then bring the left leg in, hold it behind the knee, and you're going to circle the left ankle. Brilliant. and then going the opposite way. Cool. Let that settle and then flex it. And again, we're going to do that kind of lower leg lifting and dropping. You're not necessarily straightening the leg, but you're opening out the back of the knee from fully bent to a bit straighter. And then next time the foot's up, keep it there and just play with where you do want to lengthen that leg. So it might kind of reach forward at the thighs, the leg lengthens up. It might be enough for you to just hold it where it was. Cool. And then you're going to bring that down, give the thighs a wee shake out again. And if you take your arms nice and wide and take your feet just about mat width apart and start to roll the knees side to side. So we get a bit of windscreen wiper in, mobilizing through the hips now. Brilliant. And then if you go with another one more each side-ish. And then come back to the center. And then take your time rolling yourself onto all fours. And our last wee bit of mobilizing is going to be some cat-cows. So in your own time, let yourself cat-cow. Really press the shoulder blades away, tuck the tailbone, drop the head, and then go the other way. And make this the pace you want it to be. Okay, so if it feels nice to go quite slow, which is where I'm at today, then you might do less. You might just kind of move about in it, or you might quite like to just move between the two at a faster pace. So feel your own way through it. If there's any wee bits that feel good to sort of stay in the stretch with, do that. And then gradually find your way to all fours with, well, let's just call it a flat back, a bit of press through the hands. And then we'll take one foot back, doesn't matter which one, tuck the toes, lengthen through the heel, give that leg a good push, the foot a good push into the floor, and then swap it over. Same thing on the other side, a good push of the ball of the foot into the floor. And then bring that back and come up to your knees and roll the shoulders. Nice, okay. Take the hands back. Press the hands down the back of your body and really, really widen the collarbones and shorten the space between the shoulder blades at the back. I always think is when I'm doing that, it's as if I'm trying to shorten my bra strap. Take a big deep breath into your chest and then see as you breathe out if you've got a little bit more room to open the collarbones. And then let the shoulders come out of that. Give the arms a shake, give the shoulders a roll. Perfect. Okay, and then let's all do the same leg so I don't get confused. Bring your right foot forward into a wee lunge. Okay, so you all know this one. We'll take a little twist with it in a wee moment, but first of all, just come into that right leg forward and we'll take left arm up so we get a bit opening up through there as well. Nice. We're going to do a bit of opening the front of the body this morning. Focusing in on that. Lovely. Push back from that. Let's just swap it over. Left leg comes forward. And then feel a bit of length through the front of the right thigh. And right arm comes up to just open up that little bit more on the right side. Good job, guys. You can almost make yourself taller through the front of the body. That makes sense. Nice. And then press back from that. Come back to both knees and just roll the shoulders. We'll take both arms up and have a good reach up from there. So maybe a little press forward to the hip bones. And if your fronts of your feet are on the floor, pressing the shins down. If you prefer having the toes tucked, just a little push into the underneath of the toes. So pushing down into the floor as you open the front of your body. Nice, really nice. Bring that down. And then right leg's going to come forward again. We're going to come into a low lunge. Your left arm's going to come up and the left elbow to the outside of the right hand's on top. So we're taking a wee twist to the right. Not done this for ages, so it was about time. and a kind of sense of turning your breastbone to the right, but also can you feel some length through that left thigh, the front of the thigh. So it feels to me like I'm kind of drawing my body forward from the front of the right knee, or the left kneecap. Nice work, guys. And then bring yourself out of that twist, push back on that front leg, and then we'll swap it over. Right leg, left leg's going to come forward. Oh my God, it's going to be one of those days. What side's what? Come into the lunge, and then right arm comes up to the outside of your left thigh there, and you come into that twist towards the left. Good. So focusing on the upper body, but we've got a whole body. So that sense that the right front of thigh is opening, lengthening, almost like we're kind of drawing forward from that right kneecap. Well done, guys. Stay for another breath. And then finding your way out of that, pushing back from there, come into all fours, and then either down dog or child's pose, whichever one feels the one you want to go into. I'm going child's pose this morning. It's one of those mornings, I think. So it doesn't matter which one it is, but it just gives you a kind of bit of lengthening in the back of the body and opening in the chest. If you're on down dog, maybe walk through the feet a little bit. Press the underneath of the knuckles into the floor. And then coming down to your knees, or up to your knees, to all fours, and then lifting back up onto your knees again. Good job, guys. Okay. So let's take right foot forward again. Come back into that low lunge. Okay. We're going to take left arm up, and again it's going to come to the outside of the right thigh, but this time it's going to be the outside of the arm, not the elbow. Then you're going to take the right arm and you're going to reach it back. So if I come this way, there's just a slightly different twist goes on. When we're up here, often we sit up taller. Can you let yourself drop into the lunge as well? Lovely, really nice. And almost kind of lever against the outside of the right thigh there to turn you. Good job. And then bring that right hand to the hip. And then a big circle up so you face the front with the left arm up. And see if you can just open your chest a little bit more. Nice. And then bring that down, push back from there onto your knees, maybe give them a little bit of a wiggle, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So left leg forward, dropping down into that low lunge. Your right arm comes up and the outside of the forearm comes to the outside of the thigh. Brilliant. Then the left arm's going to open out, reach back, and the breastbone turns to the left. Lovely. So quite open at the top, but also sinking down into that lunge. Really nice, guys. Big deep breath. And then take the back hand, the left hand onto the left hip. Big circle up with the right, so you turn the front again, and we've got that opening. And again, just see if you can kind of look up a little bit more from the breastbone, not just from the eyes or the chin. The breastbone's literally looking at, oh, that looks great. Hello, Tuesday. Nice. And then softening out of that, bringing the arm down, and once again, either child's pose or down dog, whichever one feels the one that you want this morning. So it's simply a counter pose. If you're in down dog again, you might walk through the feet, or you might enjoy settling. Feel the underneath of the knuckles. If you're in child's pose, it might be nice to take a breath into the lower back, the back of the body, creating a bit of space there. Good job. One more breath. And then coming up or down to all fours, depending where you're at. And we'll meet on all fours. Okay. So from here, we're going to keep the knees where they are, we're going to keep the hands where they are, and we're going to take, let's go with left leg first for a change. We're going to bend that calf towards the thigh, and then we're going to take it back down again. So it's just a little kind of drawing of the left calf to the back of the left thigh and back down. Do it a couple more times. And then swap it over to the other side. So have a little play with that, bringing the right calf to the back of the right thigh. Not forcing it. And then settling back onto all fours. And if the fronts of the feet are flattened to the floor, press the shins a little bit further to the floor, or if the toes are tucked, push the toes into the floor a little bit, just to give a bit of connection in the front. And then from there, push up onto your knees, roll the shoulders. If it felt a bit tender under your kneecap, roll your mat underneath your knees for this next one. Again, we'll start with left, and we'll take the left foot forward, and we'll come into a low lunge. So from here, we're going to do that same movement. We're going to bring the right calf towards the back of the right thigh. Oh, that'll be my kneecap having a wee noise to itself. If it is too much, put a wee pad underneath it, or you can simply just stay in the lunge. One more time. Lovely. And then we're going to just push back from there and swap it over. So the right one coming forward. Take a moment to settle in. If you need to pop a wee pad or roll the mat under your left kneecap, and we'll do the same. Bringing the back of the calf towards the thigh. You might notice a difference one side to the other, though it's much harder for me to move this side than the other side. That's perfectly normal. Go one more time. And then push back from there. Back to your knees, hands to the floor. My suggestion is down dog for this one, but if you want to go into child's pose, then choose that instead. Down dog, just so it can open the backs of the legs a little bit more after being in that stretch in the fronts of the legs. And settle into it if you can, sending the heels towards the floor. So kind of lengthening from the back of the kneecap down to the bottom of the heel, even if the knees are bent. Take a breath in and out from there. And then we're going to find our way to the top of the mat, however you get there. So whether you choose to walk the hands to the feet, feet to hands, or you bring the knees down and then step to the front. We're all going to meet at the front of the mat in our own time and in our own way. Settle in with feet about hip width apart. Taking a good look forward. Feeling some width through the front and softness through the back of the body. Nice work, guys. Hands come to hips. And then I think we'll all go, what way are you all facing? Yeah, let's go right foot back first. Turn your heel in and the toes out and come into warrior two. I'm going to turn around so I see you guys. So coming into warrior two and just settle into warrior two there. Brilliant. Okay, open out through the chest. And then play with dropping down in that front leg. So the back of the left thigh coming down towards the floor, but not forcing it. Nice. Getting a good push into both feet. It should do that. Nice work. Your back arm, the right arm's going to drop down as the left arm opens up. Getting an opening through the left there. Nice work. And then we bring the arms back to warrior two. Nice. And we're going to keep the legs where they are, and we're just going to play with turning the breastbone to the front of the mat. Okay. There might be a wee adjustment on the back foot, but we're still keeping the hips facing the right. And bring that right arm down to just wherever it comes. So I don't grab onto my left leg. It's more a kind of just, I've got a bit of a hold, and my left hand's in at my hip. It's a little twist through the top of the body without turning the hips to join it. Nice. Then take that right arm, nice big circle up and bring it back into warrior two. There might be a kind of welcome back to where it feels more open, I guess. Nice. And then from there, you're going to look back to the front of the mat, swivel on the back foot, and then find your way back to the front, whether it's one step or a few wee steps. Give the legs a wee shake, and then stop at the top of the mat, looking forward. Lovely. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So hands on hips, your left foot's going to come back, heel and toes out, and then turn into the left and coming into warrior two. So beginning by looking at the long side of the left side of your mat and really opening the chest out. Nice. So right knee's bent, left leg's lengthened. And again, there might be a sense that the underneath of the right thigh can drop further to the floor. And it might, yeah, just kind of feeling where those hips and knees are happy to go. Good job, guys. Back arm comes down, top arm, front arm comes up. So left down, right up. Getting all that opening on the right side of the body. Lovely. And then bringing it back into warrior two arms, just for a wee moment. And then here's where we get that, not quite a twist, not quite coming out of warrior two. So your back arm, the left arm is going to turn towards that right thigh and the right hand's going on your right hip. Okay, so there's a kind of turn through the waist and chest, but the hips are still aiming to face towards the left side of the mat. Good job, guys. And then take that left arm in a big circle up, lift the right arm up, and we're back in warrior two arms. Brilliant. And then look into the front of the mat again, turn on that back left heel, and a big step or a few steps to the front of the mat. Legs get a little kick out, and we're stop back at the top of the mat, looking forward, settled. Good. That's good. Bring the hands behind you, clasp them behind you, and then reach the knuckles down towards the floor and kind of let the hands push into your bottom a little bit to push the hip bones forward, but keep a length through your lower back as you do it. So the lower back and the back of the body stays long as the front of the body lengthens. The shoulder blades might come together, and there's that sense that the breastbone's looking up and the face follows, rather than the face goes up and breastbone stays down. Then unclasp the hands, take a big circle up with the arms, and then from there fold forward. So let yourself fold forward, arms drop down, knees are going to bend as much as they need to, so you can let the head hang and the arms drop, and let the hands find the legs wherever they meet them. So it might be up towards the thighs, it might be at the ankles, it might be down at the toes. Doesn't matter what it is, but let the hands meet the legs. Nice. Take a big deep breath in, let the crown of the head drop. And then we're going to, from there, take a big circle back up. So the arms are going to circle up as you lift up through the body, feel the hip bones come forward. Arms are going to stay up. That same little push forward with the hip bones. Lifting up through the front of the body. And then bring the arms down and settle back into mountain pose. Steady and strong, but soft at the same time. Nice. Okay. So, where you end up holding the leg is just going to depend on your flexibility. You can either hold the leg, or you can always grab hold of your leggings if you can't quite reach. You're going to take the left arm and you're going to take the hand out to the side. And then you're going to bend that left knee and see where that left hand can grab the leg. So it might be the ankle, it might be the foot. That might not be happening. It might grab your trouser leg. You might kind of want to grab the bottom of your leggings. Nice. Looks like Everyone's got somewhere. Hold on to the wall if you need to. So see if you can grab the very bottom sort of cuff of your leggings at the back there. Yes, brilliant. There's a few challenges going on here. Okay, so if you can't grab the cuff, just bend the leg and don't worry about holding on to it. And then when wherever you've got hold or bent the leg, I want you to lift up through the front of the body and through the lower back. Make yourself tall. Brilliant, guys, well done. Keep making yourself tall and then lengthen up the right arm. Unless you're holding on or lift it up higher up the wall. Whoop, she says, falling over herself. Good, make yourself really tall. Okay, here's the choice, guys. This might be enough for you here, just feeling this balance and this hold. If you want to pitch forward, go for it. It's up to you where you are with this. And I certainly do not have balance this morning, so I'm not the best to watch for this. Taking a little tip. If staying holding the legs enough, go with that. If you're in the tip, come back up again. Bring the arm down, let go of the leg, give it a wee shake out, and come and stand, both feet on the floor, both arms down, just settling there. Nice. My balance is all over the place this morning, so definitely not the person to watch. Right, right arm comes out, right knee bends. And again, seeing if you can take hold of the foot, the ankle, the leg, the leggings, holding on to the wall if you need to. And if you can't quite get hold, bending the knee is enough. Good job, guys. We've all got it. Okay. From there, the choice is to lengthen up the left arm. If you're holding on to the wall, you might kind of walk it up higher. And we all lengthen through the body. Okay, so that's the important bit here. I kind of sending the knee down and the hip bone forward and the waist lengthening. Gorgeous. Now it's up to you if you want to take a tip. If you're taking the tip, keep lengthening through the body as you do it. If you've only got me on this screen, just let me assure you, we're all over the place this morning. If you're in that tip forward, come on back up. Feel the length again through the front and back of the body. And then let go of that leg. Get both feet on the floor, arms down, give it a wee kick, and then settle back in mountain pose. I usually do quite a lot of, let's do some standing and then balance, just straight into the balance this morning. So maybe that's it. We need a bit more grounding before we do it usually. Pop your hands onto your hips, roll the shoulders back, lengthen the neck, and then take a step back. Let's go left leg. Take a step back with your left and come to the long side of the left long side of your mat. Oh my good God. And then from there, we're going to keep our hands on the feet on the floor, both feet on the floor and tip forward. Jeezy peeps, guys, I've not got my words this morning. Come into a forward fold. And then let the arms slide down the legs. And again, they're going to find somewhere on the legs, whether it's just below the knees, down at the ankles, down at the toes, it doesn't matter. Let the head drop. Again, it's a bit of a counter pose from opening up the front. We're going to let the back of the body open instead. Nice. Take one big deep breath in and a good breath out. And then on the next breath, start to find your way back up from that. Slide your hands up to the hips. And then a slight press forward with the hip bones as the hands come down the back again. Opening the collarbones, the breastbones. Nice. We push into the balls of the feet and a steady into the heels. Well done, guys. And then soften out of that, just bring the hip bones back a little bit, the breastbone down, hands to hips, look to the front of the mat, turn the feet towards the front, and then find your way back there. Give it a wee shake out, and then steady in and stand nice and steady. Arms down by your side. Brilliant. Okay. So let's bring the feet together. And you can always bring them wider if that feels less steady for you, okay? And where the legs meet, see if you can kind of press them in towards each other, where you feel them connecting. Hands are going to come to hips. And then we're going to bend the knees, bend at the hips, bend at the ankles, and come into a little squat, okay, a wee chair pose. So go as low as you feel steady and be as high as you can stay steady. So this isn't about how low you go here. Nice. You're going to take the right arm to the outside of the left thigh. Yep, good job. And then have a little check with the knees that they're still together and they've not slid back. One left sliding back. Left arm's going to come back. So this is a little bit like where we started when we were in our lunge before. Look in the breastbone to the left. Again, take a little look at the knees that the left's not slid back. Nice. And then from there, we're going to keep the legs where they are. We're going to let the right arm open up. And we're going to lift the chest up and lengthen the arms. Good job. Stay with the knees bent just for a moment. Well done. Big deep breath in and out. And then the next in breath, come up through the legs, still looking towards the left. Keep the arms wide and look to the front. And then bring the arms down, roll the shoulders. And if the legs want a wee kick, take a wee kick of the legs. And then settle back again, legs together. Steady and strong. Nice. So now we know what's coming on the other side. Hands come to hips. We're going to bend at the knees, hips and ankles. And again, it's as low as feels steady and as high as feels steady. Feeling your heels and the balls of the feet. The left arm this time is coming forward and then round to the outside of the right. We're going to look to the right and then that right arm's going back. Lovely. Take a little check at the knees again. The right might have slid back. Can you bring it back to where it started? And then that left arm's going to reach up. We're going to open the arms. We're going to stay in the bend with the knees, but turning the breastbone to the right. Good job. Lovely. Take a little check at the knees again. See if one slid back. Can you bring it back together? Nice. Big deep breath in and out. And then the next in breath, we're going to lift up from there, straighten the legs, keep turning towards the right. Nice. And then the arms stay open as the chest turns to the front. And this time we'll take the arms up and have a big reach up. And then bringing the arms down by your side, roll them and settle. Good job, guys. Nice. And then just before we come down to the mat, bend the knees, let yourself fold forward, let the arms hang, the head hang. And knees bent as much as you need to. And then from there in your own time, you're going to come down onto your hands and knees. And then you're going to come and sit on your bottom. Well. Come and just sit on your bottom there. And then I'm going to mirror you this time. You're going to take your right foot in and your left leg out. So if that left leg needs to be a little bent, that's fine. So you can sit tall through the waist. Nice. Okay. And then can you hold that right leg wherever you can get hold of it? So if it's foot or shin, somewhere you can kind of catch hold and lift yourself tall from there. And then from there might be some walking forward that you can do, not over the left leg, more kind of to the center. And if there's not much fold, that's absolutely fine. Focus on height through the waist rather than dropping forward. We'll just stay here for a couple of breaths. Feeling a bit height through the waist and a bit fold at the hips. Well done, guys. Feeling into it rather than pulling it forward or forcing it into the bend. And then you're going to gradually walk the hands back. You're going to take the hands behind you, press into the fingertips, and we're keeping the legs the same lift and lengthening of the waist, but pushing into the hands here to give you a bit of hold behind and letting the chest open this time. Keep nice and steady in your seat. So I know when I do this, sometimes I literally feel like I'm starting to levitate myself off the floor. Let your bottom just settle nice and steady into the floor. Good job. And then walk the hands back. Take the legs forward, maybe give them a wee shuggle, and then we'll swap it over. So your left comes in and the right's lengthened. That right can be bent, whatever it needs is keeping that weight length through the waist. So same thing, we're going to take hold of that left leg anywhere we can get hold of it, and we're going to use it to lift us up tall. And then there might be a bit folding forward. It might be enough to just hold that leg and lever yourself tall. Bit of leverage with it. And we'll stay for a few breaths here. I don't know where the time has gone this morning. There's all that chatter with me at the beginning. And it's like we went straight into boom, balance. There we are. And then gradually walk yourself back up from that. And we'll do the same that we take the hands back, weight into the hands, whether it's up on fingertips or the palms of the hands can come down. Just feel the difference there as you open the collarbones. We're both ways opening the hips. We're just getting a bit opening where we need it. One more breath here. And then let yourself come forward from that. Uncross the legs and then find your way onto the back of your body, arms wide, feet mat width apart, and into some lying windscreen wipers. So just let the legs move, get a bit of movement through the lower back, through the hips. And then let it settle when you're ready and gently walk the feet in a little bit so they're nearer hip width apart. Good stuff. Once you're there, you're going to take hold of your knees. You're going to hold on to the kneecaps of the hands and you're going to make some circles with the knees. As wide as you want them to be or not. And then you're going to go the opposite way. And then next time the knees are together, let them stay together. Walk them in a bit more and see if you can really, really hug the knees in towards you. And if it feels okay to do, lift the head and make yourself into a little ball. If it's too much for the head to lift, just draw the knees in. And for a couple of breaths on the out breath, make yourself really, really scrunch it in. And then we're going to gradually let that open, walk the knees forward a wee bit, let the head drop down. Take one foot to the floor, slide that leg out, take the other foot to the floor and slide that leg out. And then the fingertips are coming up towards the ceiling like we did at the beginning. Clasp the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling, get a really good stretch out there. And then just play with the arms going overhead, reaching the palms behind you and getting a lovely big good morning stretch through the sides of your waist, through the legs, like you've just made yourself 3 inches taller through your whole body. Big deep breath in and out. And then unclasping the hands. Hands are up, give them a good shake out. Give the feet a little wave out. And then let your body settle onto the mat. And if you are happy, stay lying for a couple of minutes. Stay there, let yourself settle. If you'd rather bend your knees or sit yourself up, find your place for a couple of minutes where you can settle in the quiet. And then give yourself this space. And we'll meet back here in that couple of minutes' time. If you want to stay here for longer, you know that you have permission to from me, so give yourself permission if you need it. If it does feel like time to come towards a close of the practice, then gradually find a way for you to come to seated or whatever position feels right to finish your session at. When you get there, whenever you get there, give yourself time to simply be there and notice. That moment in time where we stop and pause and just notice. Hey, how am I doing? How are you doing? Take a moment to let it land. And if there's anything you want to take into the rest of the day for what you notice there, breathe that in, acknowledge it. And then when you're ready, hands come to heart center. So that final important bit of practice happens where you thank yourself for many things, hopefully, but thank yourself at the very least for coming to the mat this morning and moving about and breathing and noticing. Thank you for me for many, many things, but thank you for getting to your space here, practicing with me, and for being you. Namaste.